On to some new adventures. Hey y'all. So that's cool. Um, I don't know, you saw it a little bit. You probably barely see me, but I'm delivering to a apartment complex that's being built, and I had to pull in and get my tires all dirty, which sucks, but it's part of the job, part of the game. But I'm delivering these sidings, which is it's pretty awesome. Um, the way they're having to unload me though, it's kind of weird. Cause I'm kind of in like an entryway to the apartment complex. Shit. Y'all didn't see that. Oh, He's having to use a telehandler to get this load off, which actually makes sense because it's the only thing that can handle this gravel and dirt, mud, and pavement. So, so far, I think he's able to unload me pretty well, though. Got enough space. I love driving those things. I have actually operated them before. It's pretty cool. You gotta love how the front and rear wheels also turn. You can crab walk them, all this fun stuff. That's crazy. Right across the street from my high school too. I definitely love like loads like these, even though they're rare and far in between. It feels like you're contributing to something. Like I know it's only just siding. It doesn't matter a whole lot, but I know eventually someone's gonna have a beautiful home built that I contributed to the parts of, um, and that's amazing to think of. Like when you really think deep into it, knowing that even the house you live in, a trucker could have helped with the building process of that, even if it's just as small as delivering the parts. It's one of those things where like we work our butts off to get all this equipment and all these things around. I mean, I'm sure even his telehandler came on a truck. I mean, as you know, most construction equipment does travel on a truck, even if it is just a construction company's truck. It travels on a truck. Someone had to go through school and learn how to drive a vehicle in order to be able to operate that truck to transport this equipment. So it's like it's really cool when you think about it. You know, there's a lot of times where I even just go like I pass by certain areas where they're building. Yeah, I pass by certain areas where they're building like new, um, like uh, doing construction for like work buildings, corporate buildings, and every time I pass by one of those that I frequently pass by, I like to look at them and just think about how every bit of this building parts are needed and come on a truck, and just seeing the progress of some of these things. Like, hey, I might not ever come this way again, but I know maybe the next time I come, I'll see these sightings on the apartment complex, and I'll be like, hey, that was part of me and my team who brought that there, and that's actually it's really cool when you think about. Like I know on the bigger scheme of things, there's certain things that's not as awesome, right? Like delivering coils that's inevitably going to be crushed and to make soda tops or soda cans, not as awesome. Um, people recycle and throw away soda cans all the time. But something where somebody's going to be building a future, building a family, spending time with their wives, having Thanksgiving, having Christmas, and knowing that I contributed to that. I think that's part of why I continue to do this job every single day. Get out of his way a bit so he can turn around. Look at that. See the way it's turning? So awesome. I was actually thinking about making a podcast the other day too, just to highlight the many jobs that you don't need like a big formal education to do and makes good money. Like I'm sure he's probably the foreman of this construction company doing the work and, probably makes good money. But at the same time, there's a lot of construction workers who make fairly good money. I'm talking about like at the minimum 21 to $25 an hour, pretty much starting out. Yeah, if you're have no complete experience, you might start out a little less. You might start out at 16 to $18 an hour. You're going to grow really fast in that company. There's always construction jobs. There's always going to be stuff to do. And it's job stability, right? Like I said, there's always going to be houses that needs to be built, apartment complex that needs to be built, bricks that need to be laid, concrete that needs to be laid, asphalt that needs to be laid. It's one of those jobs where it's always going to be there inevitably, no matter what. People could talk their crap all they want, but construction is one of those jobs you cannot replace with autonomy or AI. It's just a certain level of skill. It's just a certain level of skill these construction guys have, and certain levels of how they do things and how they perfect things that you won't be able to get. Imagine telling a robot that you want your house a specific way and expecting them to do it with the love and care as if they were building their own home. I just talked to that guy, right? And he said even before construction, he's always been knowledgeable about building homes and was telling me, it's a good thing to learn. So he built his house. I forgot the prices he said. Well, he said when he bought it, he started at a low number. After they re-renovated it and built everything back, they were able to sell the one house at a way higher number. That's just kind of wild to think about. Like part of why I want to learn just basic construction is because I also want to build a house and I want to have that knowledge where if something goes wrong, I know how to do the wiring. I know how to pull out and replaster, the walls and things like that. Now, granted, I don't know much about construction. I'm not that knowledgeable, so don't mind if I get the words wrong. But I do want to have that knowledge. That way we can build a house of our own. Y'all can't hear that loud banging, but it looks like God was doing a whole musical with the skies. It's crazy. I only got a few more that needs to be pulled off. So we have our 6 here. So it's 2, 4, 6. And the rest of my straps back there, they're going to go onto the side panel because I won't be needing them immediately. As far as I know, I don't even have another load. I'm going right home after this. This is pretty good. Um, I'm also glad for the corporate cooperation of the guys here. The location of my company was provided more than likely from the broker was a gas station right down the road. And so luckily, this company has us call them to verify when we're going to be there 3 hours ahead, so that way they can know where to tell us and how to get into this place. Now I'm just lucky enough, sort of, that there was enough space. There goes that sound again. I was lucky enough that there was enough space in here that he can unload me the way he did, and I didn't have to unload out on the street or get stuck here in the gravel and mud. Um, Thank God for that. I mean, I did tell him though he needed the extra space because you see how big that equipment is. He's practically touching the curb. But I did tell him if he needed the space, I would unload in the street. I mean, I don't mind that. I'll put my cones out, block it off. We'll do it all the time. The time it's going to take for, as you see, like every, I don't know, 5, 10, 20 minutes a car passes. This is not a busy road right about now at all. It's also kind of a school zone, so I don't think people want to speed through here. So, yeah, I told him I could have just pulled out in the street the opposite way. He could have unloaded me like that if he needed to. But it looks like he has enough space as of right now. so I'm not worried. Huh? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I've never heard thunder sound like a rap beat before. Oh, okay. Okay, so there's my 6, and this other 3. It's going back over to the side. Ugh. Send me, man. Any of you were wondering, he was just asking me if I needed help getting back out on the road. It's like, nah, it's so slow on this road. I don't really need the help, although I appreciate it. I need it. And that's a wide enough parking spot or pull-in spot where I can maneuver around if need be. So, yeah, now we're just going to close the road and go on about our way. Hopefully some of this dirt kicks off with the rain. I already know there's a water puddle over here. I'm going to use that to clean some of this off of the trailer. Meanwhile, let's grab you. Put you guys on up. Wanted to show you guys the process of me having to back up. First, let's get this muddy water to clean my tires. Okay. They did the best they could. So I'm not gonna blindside. Almost hit the damn curb, y'all. So I got out of that. That was fun. Dude was very, very chill. I know I got mud all over my tires. It kind of sucks because I know it's gonna kick up all along the back of my trail, my truck there. You know, it's one of those things you can't avoid. Some of these loads, your truck's gonna get dirty. I do kind of wish I had the opportunity to wash this truck more. With this company, we only get like one free wash per month. Of course, I can always pay for it, but I don't want to. So, but anyway, like I said, that was a pretty cool load. It's very rare that I get loads like that. Um, you know, normally, so I mean, sometimes as a flatbedder, you'll get like siding, you'll get the roofing, the shingles, you'll get wood all the time. But aside from like the shingles and the roofing and the siding, not always do you know where like the wood is going per se. I mean, it's still cool that it could be used for something. Someone could be building a deck, or whatever the case may be. So it's still cool in that aspect, um, but kind of getting to see like this side of things is pretty cool. I mean, most of the time when I'm like dealing with wood, it's always going to like a warehouse or like a Lowe's or Home Depot. Not often is it going to like an actual development being built. So this is a cool one to see. But I'm on my way home now, and thank you guys for joining me on this little journey here. Thank you guys for always watching. Shout out to my wife, uh, my daughter, my mother. They're the biggest supporters I have on this platform, and without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do every day. So, thanks for watching, guys.